Hello everyone and welcome to Tinkering with Terius. So in my last little mini-sode I said I would make a video about the items that I opened up there because I didn't spend much time actually showing them off. So that's what this episode's going to be for. So first up we have the pair of tweezers. As you can see, these tweezers are reverse action, which just means that when you squeeze them they open rather than close. These come in very handy when you need essentially a third hand to hold something or keep something steady. They're nice. They do have a very stiff spring, so they should hold very well. Okay, next up we have the breadboard. It's a very standard breadboard, there's nothing fancy about it. It does look like it is a locking breadboard, so you can stick a couple of these side by side there. It's always a nice feature. It does have double-sided tape on the bottom. I'm not exactly sure why. I guess if you wanted to permanently mount it to something you could. Yeah, it's pretty nice standard breadboard. And the breadboard power supply. So this little unit here is the one that came with the with the breadboard. Sorry, I had to grab my pointer. So here you can see that the volt in is DC 7 to 12 volts. There are lots of little chips there, and they do all seem to have their numbers still, so I can probably get a couple macro shots of those just to see if we can find out what chips are on there. The quality is pretty decent. There's a few questionable solder joints. Mostly here on the back there's a solder joint on the barrel connector that is not actually soldered properly. There's a couple bubbles and holes in the USB connector solder. It's odd. I might touch those up with my soldering iron. But it's what you'd expect from $12 kit. So yeah, it's pretty decent little unit. I haven't actually turned it on yet. And of course, came with oodles of wires. There's only, I think, 4 really long ones, and the rest are all relatively short. It's not bad. There were no red wires in any of the short connections though, so that kind of sucks. So we got the power supply here. So it comes with this little key for changing the voltage there. And the assorted barrels that I didn't get a very good picture of on the previous video, but now you can see the assortment. So this is what I was really interested in, is the little Zozo universal power adapter. That has the screws there for taking it apart. Should be pretty interesting, hopefully inside. Oh, there's lots of excess there. Okay. Wow. So this is already nicer inside than I was expecting it to be. Looks like this is the separation. Huge. Very interesting. Okay. So that was an ordeal. They used a lot of silicone rubber in this. So it's only a single-sided PCB, so that's definitely the separation there. Looks like it was manufactured in 2016, August 6th. August 6th, I guess? Version 2. So yeah, the gap here is quite substantial. I'd say it's almost a centimeter across. See, there's a little chip here. On the other side. It's all a single-sided PCB. There's not a whole lot on this side. Just the components sticking up. There's a chip right down in there. Down there. Let's see if I can get a picture of that. Yeah, all in all, it's actually a really good build quality. There is some flux left on the board, so I wonder if some of these weren't actually hand soldered traces or hand soldered. See, there's some built up solder on there. That's generally done to handle a higher current load. I don't know if it was necessary on something with only 1 amp going through it, but you never know. I guess that is the main side. So yeah, neat little power supply. I have no problem using this now. Very good. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a check on the voltages of the power adapter. So you can see I have one of the barrel connectors hooked up. I have an alligator clip to the ground, and I have the positive probe stuck inside the positive center of the connector. Now we'll go through the different settings and see how close my meter, which may not be too accurate, says they are to the listed voltages. Now the 4.5 volt setting. 4.62. It's pretty good. Next up, wow, actually quite holds a charge for quite a bit after unplugging it. 5 volts, 5.30, 6 volts, 6.26, 7.5 reads 7.61, 9 volts gets 9.28, and 12 volts is 12.55. So there you have it. It's a pretty decent little power adapter. These are the voltages without load, so probably gets down closer to its specified voltage once something's actually drawing from it. Yeah, I believe I paid $20. It's definitely a decent universal power supply. Good to know. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Tinkering with Terius. If you did enjoy this episode, please give it a like. If you didn't enjoy it, give it a dislike. If you want to subscribe to my channel, click on the gears in the middle. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below, or feel free to email me or tweet me. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.